Well, we did it, boys. We actually achieved the impossible of getting Steam to walk back its censorship of Red Pine Lake. Today is a victory day. There are multiple instances of censorship finally being removed from both Steam, anime, and gaming, thank God. The fight continues, but you have to take the small victories where you can. Steam literally censoring this game, saying that a woman's behind was sexual by nature, which is not so politically correct for how politically correct they're trying to be for Visa and MasterCard, is ridiculous. We all knew it was ridiculous and we called it out. And what do you know? Steam walked back the censorship. Thank God. Saying Red Pine Lake got their page approved. Fuck yeah. It's okay to show the back of a clothed woman again. Who would have thought? How ridiculous we had to fight for this in 2025. Yeah, it's crazy. The whole think of the kids argument, the whole think of the children argument is ridiculous. You could go to any beach in America and see some woman's clothed behind. It is not sexual by nature. That is crazy. But of course, they responded with, "Thanks for your patience here. After further evaluation, we don't think your graphical assets rise to the level of maturity linked in those guidelines, so we've approved them for release." Wow, you think so? You think so? It only took the entire internet turning on you for you to finally agree with the rest of us that it's insane. But of course, Red Pine Lake continues, "Well, we did it. We may have missed our Halloween reveal." Damn, dude, they did miss it. They're a horror game. This was for Halloween, and they couldn't even have their Halloween reveal because of Steam's stupid censorship for payment processors. But they continue. "But it has officially been approved, thank God. We were going to wait on some clarifications from Steam, but we have wasted enough time, so here it is. Since Halloween has passed, that opportunity to try to gain wishlist on Steam over the spooky season is gone. So please, any wishlist and shares is deeply appreciated." Yeah, everybody go and support this developer, because they're actually hilarious. They have a great sense of humor. They retweeted me, which I thought was crazy, whenever I said this, which is, "Steam says no cake November," because evidently you can't have that thick cake, boys. Damn. Oh man, Steam is literally just ruining it for all of the Gooner gamers. It's a mature game, and you can't even have a mature game on Steam nowadays, which is ridiculous considering the fact that you need a credit card to buy something. But of course, we've got more great censorship news. Japan has put the boot down on censorship and anime and gaming. It only took them long enough for their entire franchise, which literally reaches out to the West, which is more popular than Japan itself, which is anime, for them to finally put the boot down and say, "Hey, payment processors, you cannot censor our stuff. This is our culture. You cannot censor it." It only took them so long to do that, but thank God they're finally doing it. Japanese government may pressure platform holders to stop censorship of Japanese games. Thank God, about time. What a victory, boys. A big victory. I would call this one even bigger than the last, because while Steam may have so much power, payment processors attack with censorship at the core, which is where the producers are, where the developers are, the artists that actually make the content before it ever reaches platforms like Steam. And Visa and MasterCard like to put their boot down there, and thank God Japan is finally going to stop that, considering it is literally bigger and more popular than Japan itself, which is a crazy thing to say. But of course, we continue with the TLDR of everything that happened in case you missed it. Indie dev of an upcoming survival horror game wants to release it on Steam. Steam initially refused to because the cover pic is adult content. Dev asked for clarification because it's literally a pic of a back of a woman in a swimsuit, a one-piece swimsuit, I'll add. Steam staff said, "Well, pic of a back of a woman is an adult content regardless of what she wears." Not so politically correct now, huh? You want to try to censor everybody for payment processors to be politically correct? Well, yeah, that's not a very good thing to say. More people notice this story. Dev requests another staffer to look into their case. New staffer, much more polite and professional, eventually decided that the cover pic is not NSFW. No shit. Who would have thought? Devs can now release their game only after Halloween. Thank God this actually blew up, because think of the small developing indie games that this happens to that these things do not blow up on the internet for them to, literally profit from. Their game is just destroyed. Steam is literally doing this to countless people. But thank God here that Red Pine Lake actually got some traction with this, and they got noticed because their losses that they lost over not being able to announce their game on Halloween got, recouped by the popularity that they gained over this. And I saw a lot of people saying that this might have been artificially set up by the developing team so that it would blow up on social media, but I beg to differ. I actually disagree, because after looking into this, you can see that the developing team has been incredibly open with all of this, showing multiple screenshots of Steam support, posting all of the covers that they tried to announce, and actually the one that got banned was the least, showy of them all. But they continue. It's troublesome that it happened the way that it did, but small victories is a victory. And yes, it is. Thank God, because we need small victories in today's day and age. But how many inconsistencies have we seen from Steam? It's like they ban one game for something and then they don't ban another game for something else. We saw that whenever we covered this the first time with the crazy things that were out there, the crazy game covers that were out there that Steam said were perfectly fine, and then they went and banned a woman in a bathing suit simply because a woman's backside is supposedly inherently sexual to Steam. But they continue. It took pressure, pointing out hypocrisy, and asking for new staff to look over to win this. But never forget what they said. Never forget what works there. All it takes is one to stand up first. Others can win too. Sorry, it's me, not you. But we need people to trust the public will show up for you, because we will. No one likes censorship, and even worse is uneven enforcement. I hope they have fruitful launch and wish them all the success, but this won't be the last time this happens, so we continue on. And with some big news coming up at the end of this video, you're gonna want to stick around. Make sure you like the video and subscribe as well. But here we go, boys. This is it. They delayed GTA 6 again until November 2026. You heard me right. They delayed Grand Theft Auto 6 again for an entire year. I'm telling you, I can guess to why this is. You can say they're still developing the game, they're still working on it, but they've used that excuse so much. They keep saying we're polishing the game. I think that the political climate is not ready for something like Grand Theft Auto 6. I think with the payment processor censoring everything that enters Steam, I think Grand Theft Auto is actually worried, considering how mature of a game it is. And honestly, I don't want to see Grand Theft Auto censored. I don't want that at all. I know that this is going to be the first game they attack whenever Grand Theft Auto 6 gets launched. This censorship campaign is going to hit them like the nail that sticks out is always the one that gets hammered. And Grand Theft Auto is the biggest mature game like this, okay? It really is. And I think that they know that they are the one that everyone's looking out for, that they're the nail that sticks up. And I think that they're actually worried about Steam or payment processors trying to censor this game. And honestly, I really don't want it censored. But the story continues with breaking Take-Two stock falls as much as 18% after announcing that GTA 6 will be delayed until November 2026. That is a bad graph, boys. I don't know about y'all. I've looked at a lot of graphs in my day, but that is a bad graph. If it goes down, if it's red, that's bad, boys. That's bad. Green is good, red is bad. But this is a graph that looks decent. Okay, look at this. Polymarket now has Jesus Christ returning before GTA 6 at 47% odds. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is how much distrust people have in Take-Two. Like, damn, dude, they really got everything on Polymarket. They really do. They got everything on Polymarket. There are people betting on whether or not Jesus Christ, the old JC returning. They got that shit on fucking Polymarket to vote on. Dude, you're gambling. Isn't that a sin? What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways, they think that the odds of Jesus Christ returning are greater than GTA 6. Okay, that is crazy. Are you ready for the second coming? Oh my God, no, I don't think so. Unfortunately, no. My ass might be cooked, boys. I might be cooked. That might be it for me. But Valve Steam, I saw something hilarious, dude. Now listen, I'm still plus on Steam. I still think Steam is a good thing. I think that they need to stand up more to payment processors and not bend the knee, but we need to attack the payment processors where the problem actually lies, because while Steam might be a problem, I don't think that they're doing this intentionally. Like, I don't think that they wanted this, if that makes sense. I don't think that they wanted to censor games. I think that that is the payment processors that wanted to censor games, and now they're doing it on some wide scale because they're afraid of the backlash if they don't self-censor these people. But of course, Valve Steam holds a monopoly on PC games market, says 72% of industry executives surveyed. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. But of course, I saw the best comment on this that I thought that I would ever see, which actually explains what is really going on. They don't have some freaking monopoly. It's just the fact that they're the better, platform to post your game on. But Valve isn't paying developers off to publish their games on their store like Epic. They simply just provide the best service, and people choose Steam over other stores. Who would have thought? Industry execs are simply mad that PC is the one market they can't screw over: the consumers. Yeah, bro, I just think these executives are just fucking jealous, if I'm being honest. I really do. Not the developers. I said developers at the beginning. I forgot it was executives, okay? That's on me, boys. That's on me. But I really think these executives are just fucking jealous. I think that's what it is. They cannot screw over PC gamers the way that they can every other freaking platform of gaming. The way that they did with console, the way that they did with, Nintendo Switch, all of it. They just screw you over back to back to back, and they cannot do it with PC games market. They just can't get their footholds in, and a good thing too, and that's what Steam represents. But of course, aftermath, Red Pine Lake with their last comment saying today is not the end of something, it is the start, because on this day we can say we won. Steam have decided to change their decision and not censor our page. Thank God. We stood our ground and didn't bend the knee. Going forward, we will keep fighting censorship. If we can win, so can you. We are a small team hardly anyone knew of, but we stood for what we believed in and won against the biggest platform. That's actually amazing, by the way. That's actually a crazy story. It really is. People think that they did this artificially. You would not risk something that you spent so much time making. You would not risk screwing up the launch of something you spent so much time making for something so as inconsistent as going viral on the internet, by the way. That's just an crazy thing. That's an insane thing to say. But they continue. But we didn't do this alone. It's because of all of you, people from around the world. You told us to keep going, and you stood with us. We are so grateful for you all, and we won't stop now. We have a growing community, so thank you for the light in the dark. We don't have to be scared of censorship anymore. Without devs making games, they have no income. Without you, the players, they have no power. Now let us show you what we can do without the restrictions. This drama and even the memes, that was a little fun, but with our creation, we have a long way to go, but stick with us. Give us this chance and we will give it our all. This isn't over. It's the start. Stand up to censorship. Thank God, dude. Amazing freaking story. An amazing story of a game actually winning. A small development team actually pulling off the impossible with all of us behind them, helping them, which is conquering and making Steam backtrack their censorship, which they so rarely do. Okay, the payment processors, Visa and MasterCard, they like to keep that boot on the back of Steam's neck and the consumer's neck as hard as possible. So to see censorship actually get walked back is a huge victory for all of us gamers. Anyways, boys, what do y'all think about that? Paper or plastic? Paper being good, plastic being bad, baby. I'm gonna go with paper, boys. That shit is paper. It is paper. Congratulations. Amazing. I am so happy, dude. I am ecstatic. I cannot wait to show y'all some of the stuff I've got for y'all. We got a huge update coming, some very IRL stuff, a day in the life of, you know what I mean? I just gotta show y'all what I have for the future, where I'm gonna be staying. I mean, some of you do know, but I can't wait to show all of you. I'm super excited. Anyways, boys, I love all of you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. That's going to be it for me, boys. GG's. Peace.